Sean, you did a review on this of Jedi Fallen Order. In fact, I'll link it up here if anybody wants to watch it. Definitely watch it, by the way. Sean, you reviewed it, and you had some problems with the gameplay where it kind of got in the way of the storytelling of Star Wars. And the issue with Star Wars, not the issue, but what makes Star Wars magical is the stories, the narrative. It is a space opera. It is meant for storytelling, whereas I feel like Jedi Fallen Order puts gameplay over story at times. The third act definitely was a Star Wars story, but the first two acts definitely put gameplay over story. So I want to get your take on it because you're a big Star Wars fan, huge Star Wars fan. So what was your take on all of that, where it put gameplay over story?
Yeah, I for me, some of it could be, it's pushing for a deadline to do the review at a certain point in time. Some of it could be I've got two kids that wanted to play along, and so they kept trying to grab the remote, and they would join in sometimes. And it's like, you guys are terrible at this, and please don't go down. Oh, you did go down that hill. Why did you do that? So I mean, there's some of those frustrations that kind of were pushing it, but like for me, kind of going through it, there'd be times you go to this planet. I mean, it's like there's this whole section where it's like, go to this planet, look for this item, and then it takes you an hour to get to the item. Yeah. And so you're just going through like traversing and sliding down hills and just doing all this stuff. And then you get there and then it's like, you have found the item, get back to your ship. Yeah. You're like, oh, okay, awesome. Now we can move on to the next thing. And it takes you another hour to get back to your ship.
Yeah.
And so then it's like, you have this 2-hour little journey where it's like, okay, I have the thing, but I don't really feel like the story progressed. There wasn't a big story thing. It was just me, climbing up, crawling around, walking around. And so it was all discovery, traverse, gameplay, and not feeling like I was connected to that narrative. And that was the thing for me where I just want to get off this planet. I just want to get to something where I feel like I'm in the story. And some of the planets that happen, sometimes you'd be going through there and then the evil Force lady, Inquisitor lady would show up and you'd be like, oh, okay, we're learning something. Okay, I feel like I'm in the plot now because she's here. And I think that's the thing is that there were sections where you felt the person you're trying to overcome. And that's where you feel narrative because the whole thing is about we're trying to beat her to this thing. But when I just go to some planet and I'm just walking around for 2 hours, lost and sliding down hills, it just feels like I'm playing traverse game with a lightsaber.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing is that hot take that you're going to hear on this channel after I've beaten it and after I've played through it, and I had kind of the same issues as you did, where I think that a lot of people who enjoy Dark Souls or Bloodborne or any of those kinds of games very much enjoyed this, where they enjoy gameplay over story. Hot take for me, I think that Force Unleashed handled the story better than Jedi Fallen Order. Now, did you ever play Force Unleashed?
I never played through it. No, I played like demo, and I have played it. I have not played through it.
Yeah, if you play through it, I think that it handles the gameplay and the story. It balances it very well. And in my opinion, not going to say it's objective, but I think that Force Unleashed handled that narrative so much better. I wouldn't give Jedi Fallen Order, a 10 out of 10 like a lot of people are giving it, but I think it had a good story. I think it connected to the Star Wars universe very well once you got to the end of it. Not spoiling anything right here, but and that's the thing about Star Wars, it needs to be story heavy because that's the story of Star Wars. It's based on the novels, the comic books, the movies, the shows, Star Wars Rebels, Star Wars Clone Wars. It's all these all kind of work because Star Wars is a medium for narratives, and I think that video games can get in the way of a narrative because it wants to have, like what you said, Sean, is snowboarding or wall climbing in Star Wars.
I had so many. That was actually a really frustrating comment section for me because, I get all bogged down, go to these planets, and it's like, all right, I'm climbing another wall. I'm snowboarding down another slope or mudsliding and trying to jump over another cave. And
Yeah.
it just didn't feel like Star Wars when I was doing all this stuff. And it's like, oh, look, a Venus flytrap ate me. And then now there's a bug's coming after me.
Yeah.
And so I said it didn't feel Star Warsy. And people were like, actually in season 4 of the Clone Wars episode number 13, they like if you don't know what if it worked for you, I don't want to steal that from you. My purpose is not to convince you to like it less. My point is, I wish I liked it more. Here's why I didn't. And I had people arguing with me like, yes, like mudsliding is very Star Warsy. Like someone was arguing that point was like, what are you arguing right now? No, there's no possible way that you could say, I say Star Wars to you, and the first thing that comes to your mind is, like someone like sliding down a hill of mud or snow. Yeah. Like no one has ever had that thought. And this person was arguing the point with me, and it was weird. It was really weird. But for me, it's just I just didn't feel like I was in Star Wars when I was spending so much time on these puzzles and stuff.
Yeah, I felt more like I was playing Uncharted or Dark Souls, or I felt like I was playing other video games, but I wasn't playing Star Wars.